Hey, you beautiful, sleepy people just like me. It's your boy Wyatt Flores, and you're joining Wyatt Flores and Friends. Anyway, today we have a special guest named Evan Honer. And, me and that guy, we just go way back, and we're just going to talk about all the songs we wrote together, how our friendship started, and life out on the road, and the funny stories that we have together. Speaking of that, we're actually fixing to hit the road together again, so we'll probably have to make another podcast of all of our crazy adventures. But until then, enjoy this one. Thank you for joining Wyatt Flores and Friends, and good night. My name is Wyatt Flores here, and this is Evan Honer with me. And you're on the Here, There, and Gone podcast with friends, or Wyatt Flores with friends, or Wyatt Forehead with friends, or friends.
We're figuring it out right now.
Yeah, we're just going to run through names.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks for being here, buddy. Yeah, great shirt. Where'd you get it?
I picked it out myself.
Oh, lovely. Man, well, on our way here, I had no idea that was you. And we watched a Nissan Altima jump right out in front of you on Music Row. How'd that make you feel?
Pretty upset, but just, Nissan Altimas. What did you say about them?
I've read somewhere in my mind that Nissan Altimas are the worst vehicle that you could ever see on the road.
So I don't feel as bad now.
And I didn't see too many whiskey dents in it. So, that was a brand new one looking for a dent. And you just might have been the victim.
It was
almost.
I didn't even know what was going on, honestly. But
well, besides the point, we're happy you're here. Man, so I don't really know how to do this.
Is that your notebook? Whose notebook is that?
Really,
there's no way there's anything in there.
I got a chart for a song that'll probably never see the light of day, and then I have a whole bunch of people.
You can read numbers?
No, not really.
System?
No, I don't. I actually had Bill help me out because I don't know, which is why I wrote the
key
entire...
of F sharp?
Yeah.
What's the 5 in the F sharp? In the key of F sharp? 3, 4, 5.
D sharp.
Let's go.
Anyway, so
that's music theory for you.
Pretty much right here. Yeah, the way that it all came about on my end, at least for me wanting you on this podcast, is just because we turned into friends quite quickly, and I wasn't sure if that was going to happen. I was just excited to meet you because as another artist, but more so a fan. Honestly, I was fangirling a little bit, and only because when I was down in Florida working with my dad and my uncle, How Could I Ever was the first song that I heard of you, and that was right when you released it, and yeah, and then I was like, Dad, this kid's got it. Like, his songwriting is just superb, and then next thing you know, like a year goes by, and I'm watching him come in my hotel room.
Wait.
Anyway, so he came in my hotel room, and we wrote "Take Me As I Come."
Yes, correct. Yeah. From my end, I was also a huge fan, and I was in LA at the time. Was that your first time in LA?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What a place.
It's a good time.
What's
a lot of things?
Yeah.
Happened.
Yeah. Where did we play? Where did we do that pop-up show? Was that the Naughty Pig?
Let's just say it's the Naughty Pig. Yeah. I can't remember exactly.
Or was that the
somewhere
bar that we went to?
Either one. I can't remember.
I can't either. I just remember we had met some friends that I'm still friends with. They come to my show in Chicago every time.
Eric,
yeah, dude. Eric and his cousin too, and they helped us set up a pop-up show, and we didn't have really any PA. Well, we had.
I brought my PA.
Yeah, your PA.
I was in college at the time, doing little winery gigs and stuff.
And then we just decided to go to a random bar that we'd never been to.
It was great.
It was a fun time.
There was like, how many people do you think showed up?
I mean, probably a good 50.
50, really?
I'd say. I mean, they were stacked.
I'd say like 30.
30? No.
But
no, it was more
not
than
counting all the people in the bar, like not paying attention to us, talking like extremely loud.
Yeah, it was kind of a difficult.
Yeah, but it was great.
But it all worked out. Yeah. Made a lot of people happy. What I thought was real interesting was the diversity going on there. Like, the room was split in half to where it was all blue-collared working guys on the left, and then on the right there's a whole bunch of frat dudes, and that was just an odd vibe to see. I don't know if you picked up on that.
They didn't even come together. They just like flocked to where they belong, and that's how the bar ended up.
Yeah, which was crazy.
It kind of happens a lot. I feel like everywhere I don't know.
No, you're not wrong. Yeah, the cliques there too, and I've noticed it
just form
at shows in LA and California. They kind of have their groups, and they just stay on one side or the other.
Do you like playing in LA?
LA is not bad. They're actually a really great crowd, but they're not from LA. That's the funny part. They're all
People
from the Valley.
From LA are like this.
Yeah,
the whole time.
They just hate you.
Yeah.
Just part of it. Different culture over there. How do you like New York though?
I played my first ever headline show in New York, and it was great. And then my last show that I played was not so great. And I remember I called you. Do you remember that?
Was that the green room?
Yeah, that was.
Oh shit! Sorry, didn't mean to bring that up.
I think they're better than LA.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. Just those like the little towns are my favorite to play.
Just the ones that you just stop in. Yeah. I really like playing in places that don't get a whole lot of music. Because then they're usually 10 times rowdier because they seem to appreciate it. Also, like Denver's just like a great place.
Denver's the greatest place to play music. They appreciate music so much.
Yeah, I remember you opening and I was just watching and I was like, they're so quiet. Like I could hear everything acoustic probably and not even have the PA.
Yeah.
And I think that was a rock venue, was it? I don't know. It was an interesting one.
Globe Hall, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Great.
And they had the trailer in the back.
Yes, the Airstream. Yeah,
Airstream. What a time. But yeah, that's how. I guess I hit you up on TikTok.
Yeah,
it was originally how
we were following each other on TikTok for a while.
And then I remember you showed up in that hotel. Showed up.
I remember you showing up. You had basketball shorts and boots.
Yeah, yeah.
This guy's pretty sick.
Dude, you dropped your guitar case down and I was like, play me something new. And the first song that you showed me was Mr. Myers. And I was like, dude, I'm what is even life right now? Because I was like, that song is so fucking good. And then we wrote Take Me As I Come. You'd had it half written.
Yeah, I written the first verse about like probably one of the worst nights of my life. And then we wrote the chorus together, and then like your second verse is like your whatever you want.
Yeah,
but it was like your story in the second verse and my story in the first verse, which was pretty sick.
And it was kind of funny to me that it blew up on the prom side. Of TikTok.
I don't know why they chose that song.
I don't know.
I'm glad they did.
But I mean, not complaining over here or anything, but it just really caught me off guard. I was like, this is a weird trend to see, but we'll take it. But funny stuff right there. What else was I going to ask you?
What's on that? What's that notebook? What's on that notebook?
I got postcards.
Lyrically.
Oh, you want a postcard?
Yes, please.
I'll write it.
From where?
Well, I have options. Nebraska. This one is Knoxville, Tennessee. I don't even know where this one's from. Really, I have no idea. I remember playing this bar.
It looks cool.
Looks like it was down in Florida, if I remember correctly.
Looks really cool.
I don't really know. I'll have to give you a postcard before you get on.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, so lyrically on that song, I'd already released West of Tulsa. Or no, I wrote West of Tulsa. I hadn't released it yet. But I really liked for some reason, my father always said that he'd leave his feelings in the car before he went into work. And he was like, that's what you do. You just leave all your feelings in the car, and then when you get back in, you can have them back. But when you go to work, just keep on working.
I love that line. I've never heard that before. I love that line.
So I left my heart in the car, and I parked it real far. Oh, man. I mean, honestly, one of my favorite songs of yours, which I feel like touches base on it, is for your verse and everything was, thrown up on the sidewalk. I mean, it just comes back to that entire feeling of just being like, why am I doing this?
How did you get in this place?
How
am I
wind
throwing up
here?
on the sidewalk 2 a.m.
And everybody left.
And it's like, you mean your song as well, Ain't Proud, which is one of my favorites as well. You just say it straight up. Like there's no metaphors or anything. Like I crashed my car into a ditch and my wash burns in what is
creek.
it? In the creek. Yeah. And you just say straight up, which I think is really cool. And I think lyrically, like, did you know that you wanted to say it straight up, or like just saying exactly what happened, like nothing, or like how did that come about? That's
well, I was sitting down with Ben Wagner. Actually, I think that was me and Ben's first ever song, and Austin, my guitar player. We just went over to his house because we had met him through Cole Miracle, and we're like, well, shoot, man. And he's like, so what is there to know about you? And I was like, well, there's plenty. So I just started telling him stories.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of went through a whole bunch of stuff, and I had no idea that he was taking notes of everything. So the song just literally wrote itself, and it was fairly simple. And I don't know, the lyricism on that, sometimes it's great to get metaphorical and like,
yeah, sometimes the song needs it.
Yeah. And
sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just, I crashed my car
for that
into a
one,
ditch.
it's like,
I threw up on the sidewalk.
And there we were together, throwing up on the sidewalk, dude.
With their car in a ditch.
Yeah. Well, I mean, really, that song for me, honestly, I caught more feelings for it the more I went on into my artist career. Take me as I come. That is what we are talking about. And, you know, because you just start filling yourself with distractions at some point, and you got nothing else to do. You're pretty much trapped inside of a green room. And honestly, I view it as being ran like cattle. And even my dad said that to me after watching CMA Fest. He goes, they just run these artists in like they're cattle.
Yeah.
Put them in the holding pen and then show them off real quick and then ship them back off.
True.
And I was like,
yeah,
Dad,
true.
that's pretty much exactly how it goes. And then, you know, you only get a little bit of time, and then we're still in the van. So, you know, you got to take off to the next place, and then you're stuck with 10 people inside of a van like sardines, and you're just holding on to something that you can't even hold on to. And at some point you just have certain ways of coping with everything going on. And for me, it was a lot of drinking, and it was a lot of not sleeping and running away from a lot of problems that were going on in my head, and a lot of girls as distractions. And, you know, eventually it's like, I don't know how to stop this train that's rolling, but if you want me, then this is who I am, you know. And it's like, take me as I come or don't take me at all. Like,
I'm going to let you down.
Yeah.
And that, for me, it was saying, I had one of the worst nights of my life. I lost a lot of friends from that first verse. And it's just like that feeling of, okay, you tell yourself you're not going to do this again. And then somehow you end up in the same exact situation that you just were, and that you told yourself that you weren't going to be in. And then it just keeps happening. And that song was written, and to me, it was like kind of just desperation. It's like, I don't know when things are going to get better, and like, I don't know if they ever will. And like, it's a guarantee that I'm going to let somebody down at some point.
Yeah.
So,
and burning the bridges too.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that always seems to be an occurrence of just always fucking up again.
Yeah.
And never feeling like you can get yourself out of the hole that you already dug, and it's almost like you surrender to whatever bad ties that you have.
Whatever thing's holding you down. Yeah.
And then you're like, well, this is it. This is who I am.
Yeah.
So,
maybe some point we'll get our stuff together.
Yeah, I know, right? Maybe one day.
Nice.
At some point, it's just being human. But when you're trapped, when you feel like you're trapped, basically being on the road. I mean, for me, I was new to all this very completely, and I'd only traveled by myself previously. I never really had a traveling band until this entire thing happened, and there was a lot of other things going on, and yeah, I would basically turn into self-sabotage and go into like a victim state of mind, and really you just don't know how to crawl out of that hole, is what I felt. And so, yeah, just constantly beating yourself down over something that could be fixed.
Yeah, 100%. It definitely is. A lot of it is all in your head, you self-sabotaging. In my head, I think we're in the same boat, constantly just tearing ourselves down a little bit. And yeah. And
I think that goes into, when we wrote I Believe in God, we had Cole Miracle with us, and he was talking about his friend's house had burnt to the ground. Mm-hmm. And he was like, he just said, I believe in God, but he don't believe in me. And we were like, yeah, that'll do. We can definitely write to that. And, but I feel like with that song too, it's just like sitting in that hole of desperation to get out, but also not sure where to even go, because everything seems so far away and help doesn't seem near. And you just feel like you're the only one out there. I don't know how you felt. You also went to a Christian college.
Yeah. Right? I grew up in a Christian household and watched my friends, most of them stay the course, and then also a lot of them didn't stay the course. And I would say I was one that kind of stayed on the course, but still questioned a lot with my faith. And I think it was wild to me seeing my friends that grew up with, that they took their parents' word for it, and they grew up in the church and nothing really bad happened to them, and they just kept believing and everything went really well. And then it was just that was their life. And then with me and a lot of my other friends, it was kind of, it was just so hard to believe in something that really didn't seem like he believed in me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe that's just all me, and I'm not fully committing myself to that, but it's extremely hard. And I think it's good to question your faith, and because if you don't question it, then it's not real.
Yeah, and you're not growing, even though they say never question God, right?
Yeah.
So I haven't been to church in forever, but they say not to. But at the same time, that's how you grow, in my opinion.
I don't know. Do they say that?
I feel like they say don't question them.
Maybe. I think it's okay to maybe if that's in the Bible, then I'm completely wrong.
Going to church now since I haven't been in a while. But
I think it's totally fair to question your faith, and because it's true. It's just not real if you just believe everything as it is and
take someone else's word for it.
Yeah, then
go.
It doesn't. To me, I don't know how someone can believe that.
Yeah, no, I believed in a lot of things, and I loved going to church and just listening to the stories, and they'd resonate. But I always had certain problems with the people of the church.
Exactly, yeah.
And that's where it was kind of like, okay, do I really want to be here?
Exactly, yeah. If they're living like that, they're not practicing what they preach at all. And that was a huge thing.
And then you get shunned.
Yeah.
Because word passes around in a small town, dude.
Yeah. And you grow up thinking the deacons and the elders of your church are the greatest people and they can never do no wrong. And then you find out that they all cheated on their wives and and it's real though. Yeah. And then you're how do you preach this and how do you live like this when, you're telling everyone this, but you're not actually living it. And
I think that's where it was hard for me, was no one was giving grace to just being human. And it was no, it's either this way or the highway.
Yeah.
And that was something that always bothered me, but definitely for this song, I feel like it's more of a call out to God. I'm just what's going on, dude?
I don't find it as negative
an anti-Christ.
I don't think so at all. It's not like that at all. I think it's just what?
Did you get any DMs from people being God is with you, brother?
Oh yeah,
he loves you.
I get those once a day for some reason. A comment, it's God loves you, brother, and I believe in God. That's the song is I believe in God.
And they take it the wrong way sometimes. And I'm oh man.
Yeah, I don't want it to be an anti.
I'm right there with you, just so everyone can hear this clearly. We're not saying God is bad or we are against God. That song is not against any of those things. Just to be very clear, and please on my behalf, I don't know, I can't speak for Evan on this. Please stop sending me DMs about how much God loves me. I mean, that's nice of y'all in some ways, but in some of these DMs, I'm like, get out of here, you silly goose. It's
silly goose.
Oh man. Yeah. Let's see here. I got a question for you. What's the best advice you've ever received?
That is a great question. I feel like I actually don't know who told me this, but I think somebody did. It was probably another artist, but currently I feel like I'm struggling with comparing myself to other artists, whether like where they're at with numbers or their songs or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Like just not comparing. It's such a simple task.
Well, it just happens easily.
And,
I mean,
yeah, I think
I do it too. So, I mean, I get it. It's not like you want to,
yeah,
but like you end up doing it and then you stop yourself and you're like, why am I doing this? We're all friends.
Yeah, exactly. We're all friends here. It's not as deep as it feels like, but yeah, I think just my advice, the advice that I got was just like, don't compare yourself to other artists. Know that everyone's on their own timeline. You might have like a huge blow up, but like who knows how long any of this lasts.
Oh yeah.
Or you go for so long, 10, 20 years and then you finally, and then it's longevity or whatever. It's just like remembering that every artist and every person is on their own timeline.
Yeah.
And knowing that like if you get caught up in comparing yourself to other artists, it just completely steals the joy out of you and you put so much pressure on yourself for literally no reason.
Well, man, that is some dang good advice.
What about you?
Oh man, I'm trying to remember. Austin Jenkins said this to me while we were in the studio, and I'm trying to remember exactly how he said it, but it was like he doesn't see feelings as good or bad. It's just levels, I think. I can't.
What does that mean to you, kind of?
It's like, man, you just take them, and I don't know. It makes it easier to process, I guess, in some ways.
Just levels to feelings?
Yeah. It's like, okay, this one's kind of up there, but
okay, yeah,
they're not good or bad. They're just feelings.
It's just feelings.
And I was like,
okay, I think that's a good thing because and we both know, especially on the road, like you'll have the highest of the highs.
Oh yeah.
And then 20 minutes later, your set's over and you'll have the lowest of the lows.
Oh, terrible. It's I'm not even on coke, but I think I know what it feels like.
So, yeah.
Like, cause you get off that stage and your adrenaline is through the roof and and honestly, this is what I struggle with now is I can't feel certain, like things that would usually get people on an adrenaline high.
Yeah.
I don't, because I felt what it's like to be all the way up, and now it's hard to.
Do you feel like it's harder to get like excited for things, kind of?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know. After I played Red Rocks with Turnpike, like my heart was fixing to jump out of my chest, and then the after side of that sucked. I mean, just felt like I was hungover. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then later on, you're like, things that used to excite you just don't really do it for you anymore.
Yeah.
And other people get excited about certain things, and you just kind of sit there and you're like, yeah. And it's like a weird thing.
It is very weird. And I feel like nobody talks about it with the touring side, is like how emotionally up and down it is.
Oh, for sure.
And like one thing, I don't want this to be just like a super sad podcast, everything super depressing, but like we're obviously super grateful to do it, but like it is crazy how emotionally up and down.
Oh, for sure. I think people sometimes forget that this isn't just, and I don't mean this wrongly towards another genre or any other genre, but I think the thing that's different about what we do is we're being vulnerable, like to the most extreme to where we're taking our heart, our feelings, and our stories, and we're showing them openly to the world. And I think people forget how that, I guess the best way to put it would be like when the teacher asks you to read your paper in front of the class. It's like that, except it's open to the internet.
Yeah, the entire world.
Yeah. And then you either have people that love it or shit on it. And then, and then you got to go do it on stage every night.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things people don't think about, and we don't really talk about, of just how open and bare we are. And we're just looking at a room of people just sitting there looking at our heart.
Yeah.
As we pour it out on stage.
Exactly.
And then you get loaded back up in the chute and off to the next town.
Yeah.
And the highs and lows, dude, they're tricky, man. And I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I'll never forget. I just quit. I just canceled those 2 shows and the rest of my life lessons. For the most part, I still kept a couple on the back end, but when I took that break, I remember sitting there, and I want to give a shout out to Caitlin Butts and Cleto. They wrote down an entire sheet, and I still have it, on how to take care of yourself. And they're like, you need to have piece of shit vibes. So I'm laying there on the couch, not doing anything, and you had called me late at night, and I answered the phone, and man, you were just going through it, man. And you were just, scared the shit out of me, because I was trying to bust jokes with you right off the bat. And then I was like, oh, fuck
This isn't a joke.
This isn't a joke. And,
no, dude. Yeah, I'm so grateful you picked up the call, because like there was literally no one else that I could call that would understand what I was going through at that moment.
Well, we had just talked about it.
Yeah.
At Cane's.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then I think it happened a week later.
A week later.
Yeah.
And I was like, part of me was like, I don't think that'll happen to me. Like I'm good.
I'm Evan Honer.
Yeah. I'm way stronger than Wyatt Flores. Look at this shirt. I barely fit in a shirt. No, dude, but it came out of nowhere, and like I don't even know how to explain it, but yeah, in New York, I just it was just a bad show in my eyes. There was a lot of people talking, and I don't know if anyone else saw it through my eyes. Maybe it was just like the fact that I couldn't feel things, what you were talking about. A combination of being on the road, not eating, sleeping, doing anything that your body
like
should do. Yeah. For multiple days. And I remember just calling you, and I hadn't cried in a long time, but I cried. And you seriously did help me out a lot, because you were the only person that had gone through that exact thing like 2 weeks ago.
The timing, guy, I hate that it happened, but the timing kind of worked out to where I was like, dude, I ain't doing shit but watching all shit on the TV. What do you need, man?
And it was just a full-on breakdown, like full on, just like in the green room. I just broke down. And
what do you think since then? Like, what has been a factor inside of your mind on how to stay out of that? Like, what are some of the tools that you learned? Because I'm still learning on my end.
It seems like we're both trying to still figure out. And we're like,
I know we're doing better.
Yeah,
but still,
yes. Well, I do think that. Firsthand, like the routing, some of the routing that we were put through is like crazy. Having 3 shows back to back in different states is really tough. No matter what, you're going to have those crazy.
And you're in a van as well.
Yeah, in a van.
I remember you left Cane's.
Yeah, we had
Iowa.
As soon as you got to see your set, dude. I was sad about that.
But I was like, dude, you're road dogging hard.
Yeah. And I think it was really like you were talking about this. I remember we had a conversation as well, but like really making sure that you're doing this for yourself first most, and like taking care of yourself, and we do this for ourselves, and we're lucky enough that it resonates with a lot of people. But if you're not taking care of yourself and you're not like putting yourself first, then you're bound to just break.
Oh, for sure. It's proven itself time and time again. We just took a little while to figure out what was actually going on. Gosh dang. But yeah, no, you've definitely, well, I mean, quite frankly, you've been one of the best friends that I could ever ask for. So it's been awesome to come up on this journey alongside you as well. And I'm very lucky to call you a friend, but also, you know, just even get to know you off the fan side too. Like, you're just one of the best songwriters that I've ever gotten to hang out with. And I look up to you a lot, man. I'm very proud of you, because on my end of the deal, like I have a label and I have things, and I have a team that's backing me up, and it's awesome to watch you on your side, because you're independent. And dude, like, I don't know how you've done it, because mentally I'd be out of the game. I can't keep track of that much. And I'm just wondering, on your side, how have you dealt with having to do, you know, your marketing, your digital, I mean, your touring? I mean, yeah, you've started building a team more so, but before then, dude, it was all on you. And how was that?
It got very overwhelming at times. I'm somebody that doesn't do well with a lot of opinions in my ears or voices. Yeah. And even though I might have like just overworked myself and just I'd put too much on my plate at times, for sure. I was able to do it for a time being, but now I'm like to the point where I'm like, okay, I have to have more people in this, or else I'm going to go crazy. And I still feel like I'm going crazy. But like, as far as that goes, it's like, I struggle with more voices when it comes to my music. And, I don't think I could like subject myself to putting a song that's like extremely, cause I mean, a lot of my songs are like about my real life and extremely personal to me. And then I send that to like a CEO of a label, and they're like, this sucks. We're not putting it out. And like, I just felt like I couldn't, and I don't think like labels are bad or anything like that, but as like personally as an artist, like I would go crazy. Oh yeah. And I don't think I could deal with it.
Man, but it's scary.
It's scary. Yeah.
I'll never forget going in the label meetings, and I'm like, what am I doing here? I don't even think I was 21 yet, and they were bringing me in, and I'm just singing them holes, and I'm like,
come on,
what do you think? Oh man, no, that's yeah, it's never a fun feeling.
Yeah, I'm grateful to have it. I mean, you can't do it alone, for sure. Like, for as long as you can try for as long as possible, but you definitely need people. And whether that's a label or whoever, a manager, or stay independent, whatever works for the artist, like, it doesn't matter. It's not just one way.
Oh yeah, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, so we're just gonna go on the opposite side of things. Worst advice that's ever been given to you?
Probably had it been from you, honestly.
For real?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh God, I was like, wait, what are you fixing to say? Don't quote me on this.
That's a good question. I have to think about that for a second. Worst advice. I think, I guess the worst advice would be, so I graduated college last year, and when I had like a little family party or whatever, because I was graduating the next day, and like I guess it wasn't really advice, it was just someone saying something, but one of my friend's moms told me, like, it's like, so what are you like planning on doing after graduation? I was like, music full time, like that's what I'm gonna do. And she's like, do you really think that you're gonna make it? And I said, yes, I do actually. And I guess that wasn't really advice. It was just words. And I'm sure she could have shared some advice that probably would have hurt my feelings a lot more.
Or at least, been like, well, when you do make money, make sure to invest it into retirement.
Yeah, like
that could have been great.
That was just that advice, because I mean, I'm sure we both heard it before. It's like, I mean, a lot of my family friends have said, like the odds of making it in the music industry are 0. Like you probably, actually one of my, so when I was in diving, this is probably the worst advice.
Sorry.
No, wait, what's
You're
up?
like, I actually got everyone's name and everything that they've ever said to me down.
Let me just call out somebody. My old diving coach was like, I think you should, cause he was a teacher, I think a high school teacher or a professor, something like that. But he told me you should become a teacher. And like, I'm not cut out for that at all. And like that is I'm just not ready. I can't do that job. Yeah. And he just told me, you should become a teacher. And I was like, no, I just can't do that. That's not for me. That's probably the worst advice I've ever gotten.
Actually,
what about you?
Worst advice. Man, I'm trying to think and hone in on something that someone said to me.
That's tough.
Because there's been a lot of bad advice that's been given to me in the music industry because I've asked the wrong people. Also, that's great advice right there. Surround yourself with good people and everything else will be just fine. I guess the worst advice would just always be whenever someone looks at you while you're in a songwriting, they go, want to write a bridge? And you're like, you just saying that because you don't know where we're going next? Or?
That's how the song works, though.
Yeah.
Verse, chorus, verse 2, chorus, bridge, chorus. Don't you know that?
I love.
I remember you telling me that, and that was great advice too. It's like if you're just writing a bridge just to write a bridge, then that's pretty silly.
Don't do it.
But like, if a song needs a bridge, then
build that bridge.
Yeah.
Get after it.
Yeah. How many songs do you have with bridges? Like proper bridges.
I think just one. But I think I foot around that idea, you know?
Yeah.
Beat around the bush of.
Yeah, I mean, you got like like some of like the little instrumental like oohs and stuff like that counts a little bit.
Right? That feels like a bridge.
That's a bridge.
Wait. I think I only have like Half-Life has a bridge in it. Oh, absolutely.
Sponsored?
Yeah. Celsius. Hell of a deal. You want one?
Yeah. Did you get 2 or just 1? Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You want us in? Chill.
I can only
15.
I can only do the 3s.
15 milligrams. I was like, you trying to kill us over here, dude?
I'll throw up.
Thank you.
I'll throw up.
You'll
on
throw
camera.
up on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
I was like, 15. Can they even sell that in the United States of America?
15 milligrams?
Austin, I need your help though. It's our last week in the studio. You had said to me,
that'd be good, yeah.
Feelings are not good or bad. Yep. What is it?
Feelings aren't good or bad, they're just big or small.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, so feelings aren't good or bad.
I was trying to understand.
Well, I was trying to remember what he said.
I was trying real hard.
I was like, I know what this guy said. Feelings, they're not real. They're just feelings.
Just bottle it in. Go, not real.
Yeah, birds ain't real.
What's your favorite Celsius? Are we trying to get sponsored for this podcast or no?
Might as well. My favorite Celsius currently has been like the orange.
Yeah. What about Peach Vibe?
I haven't had that one.
It's good.
Dang good.
It's good. Tropical Vibe is... I like the Vibe.
I just got a box of tropicals.
That's so crazy. I've been on the Celsius train for like the last 2 weeks. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, and William, my manager, he sucks them down like they're Capri Suns.
Okay.
So
Capri Suns.
Sorry, as I do this movement.
Yeah,
man, he's just been.
That's how I always. Down. That's how I.
When I talk about Celsius and just sucking on drinks. Yeah, let's talk about bringing you on the road. Normally this doesn't happen, but in this case, we like to treat everyone like family and try and save the opener money. So
yes,
we threw Evan in the van with us and traveled around the country. I mean, we've played in California, Colorado, Oklahoma together. Where else?
I think that's it. About a good amount of dates in Colorado, a good amount of dates in California. But I was super grateful for that. And you were the first artist that I had opened for.
Really?
I think. Proper on the road.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Dude, same thing with Dylan Gossett, dude.
Yeah?
Yeah. I
crushing
remember seeing him at the first show that we were going to have him at. He's like, oh, this is my first show. And I was like, what? And
That's insane. Dude, he's crushing it. He's in Dublin all the time.
Freaking killing it out there, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. First artist. Thank you. Seriously.
Well, thanks for coming, because nothing against anyone else that's opened up, but we've just had an absolute blast with you. The entire band just was the time of my life.
It was so fun.
I had too much fun.
So some of my greatest memories are with you and your band. Like, seriously, I had such a great time. And there was a time where you went to, it was after the Oklahoma show, and you had left for like a week, and I was just hanging with your band.
With my parents, right?
I was
Did you stay with them, or?
Yeah, no, I didn't stay with them. I was staying with Austin, Bill, and we all went fishing without you.
Yeah, y'all went and shot guns too, right?
Shotguns. I had that was like the first time I'd ever fished.
Yeah, which is even crazy, dude.
I caught 8 fish.
Since I've been having to like fly to everything, my band just sends me photos of them at my house. Yeah, hanging with my parents.
Yeah,
driving my truck around. Yeah, I'm not even there. I've been stuck in LA, dude.
I know.
God, but yeah, I remember that. And
that was a great time. I was fishing,
shooting guns.
Having a real good time. It felt great. We didn't have bait, so we were just there's so many grasshoppers flying everywhere, and I was catching them, putting them on the thing, and to be honest, I caught the most fish. And everyone was like getting mad at me because it was like my first time fishing and I caught so many. So I'm scared. I haven't gone since, dude, because I don't know if it was just beginner's luck.
No, it's probably a good pond. I don't even know where they took you. They went on Austin.
It was Austin's lake pond. Not a lake. Pond. Yeah, he's got a lake. He owns a lake.
Yeah, that guy. Big lake.
Big lake guy. Wait, okay, so what we were talking about was
being on the road.
Being on the road, yeah. And I thought that this was completely normal, is like hanging with the artist that I'm opening for, staying at the Airbnbs and riding in the van. And then the next person I opened for, I was like, I can come in the van, right? And they're like, no. I was like, what? I'm not allowed to hang. I didn't hang with them the entire time. Like, I thought it was like, oh yeah, I'm going to hang out with them, write songs with them, whatever. Didn't hang out with them at all. It was just straight up show up at showtime at sound check, and then go home and stay at different places. And I was really like thrown off by that, because you gave me the best experience. But from that though, now I'm lucky enough to take other artists on the road, and I'm like, come on the road with us. Come on the van. Get in the van right now.
Drive us, dude.
Yeah. Drive. Yeah. Come out with us. Come party.
Oh my gosh.
Because it's just a good time.
Oh yeah. It doesn't feel like work at that point. Yeah. That's why I always liked it whenever you came on the road with us. And I was
like, so fun.
Dude, yeah, this feels like a vacation with my best friend, just driving around, playing music. Oh dude, that was a blast.
So fun.